This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Omeji Cat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Circuit Barrack Heel, Remy Asalia, Arcadia Lunashine, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Psyche, Azuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimsdaughter, Nat Clay, Lily Black, Bob Cece, Mikto Rapentau, Faris Jantoru, Sapa Chakwatol, Edwin, Umbral Wind, Quick Levin, Pamela Isley, Camille Grinno, Elenriel Maximus, Codrith Novelus, Mira Mary, Bay Barbalay, Suno Chicano, Celestao Noatrell, Lazy Boy, A Bag of Dragon Knight, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Storm Arrow, Tex, Yowie Wowie, Kai Lin, Chibi Duo, AJ Brainswordson, Arthur Law, and Beridan Derard. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Eorzeans. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 265. I'm Lukiel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston, Mail of Anadar, and Rollo Des.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
It is September 25th, 2021, and today we are having a great discussion about, harassment and stalking in 14 and how difficult it is, or not difficult it is, to protect yourself from bad players. And I don't mean like performing their jobs poorly, I mean bad players. We'll also be talking about belts because they keep telling us that they're going away, and they are. So stay tuned for that exciting announcement that you've heard before. We'll be reading MogMail as well after recent events. This is the first episode where MogMail is permanently placed at the end of recent events. So now we will always read MogMail. Stay tuned for the post show. We have a lot of questions from the syndicate to go through today, because there's 2 weeks worth, so make sure you catch that as well. And that's that. I will just again remind everyone that October 1st is the 12-hour stream, and it is closer than you think. It is closer than you think.
Next Friday.
Yeah, it is next Friday, so make sure you catch that. That is, again, October 1st. All right, let's get into the show, and we, of course, kick it off with recent events. Well, first, some sad news. Stephen, how do you pronounce his last name? Critchlow? Critchlow, yeah. Which is the voice actor for Edmond de Forton, has passed away. Very sad.
This
54.
made me very sad. Not to obviously put like a damper on, there have been a few voice actors who have passed away over the years, but Edmond was like, he got into just the top few characters, and especially side characters. I just love Edmond.
Oh yeah, Edmond.
Every time you go back to visit him, it's like returning home.
Yeah.
So ALZ will be sadder without him.
And I think almost immediately after this was announced, there were like vigils all over 14. So, that is very sad. I wonder what will happen. Do you think they'll just not recast him, or it depends on what his role will be in the future, I guess? Because
if the Japanese team decides that he will have vocal roles, he will have to be recast. The same thing happened with Matoya.
Yeah, that's true. That's
same
true.
thing with Yagiri too, right?
Yagiri, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, there you go. Now moving on to All Worlds Maintenance, which is a little strange because it's not a normal maintenance. September 28th We will be conducting maintenance on the infrastructure as well as implementing measures to address heavy server stress loads based on the result from the public server stress test we have held the other day and from the access result to the North American and European data centers. At the following time, Final Fantasy XIV will be unavailable. This maintenance makes no changes to game content aside from updating the status of worlds in order to maintain population balancing incentives among worlds. Because the infrastructure maintenance will include maintenance of the backbone network equipment, launcher access will be unavailable, as well as the viewing of news and topics on the launcher / the lodestone during the first half of maintenance. Please see the official forums or the official Twitter channel for any news that may be published during that time period. I think it's the first time we've had a maintenance where the launcher is unavailable.
That's
It's not
strange.
surprising that the launcher and the lodestone are tied together
No,
in terms of their servers.
true.
I can't stare at the launcher and be like, oh, I can't play 14. It's not up.
I can't look at that creepy doll ad that's always on the launcher now.
Oh,
I hate it.
Yeah.
kind of like that.
You
doll.
can't even
It's
check
scary.
lodestone for server states either.
Yeah, no, that's true.
There's nothing you can do.
For so-
You just have to wait.
Important. September 28th. Don't panic. There's maintenance.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
stress out and try and reinstall the whole game.
Oh god,
Oh
yeah.
my god. You know someone's going to do it. Yeah, so there you go. That's September 28th. Tales from the Twilight. The last story.
It's done.
Yeah, it is done. The 5th story is out, and we went to Ishgard for the last
We were
story.
all wrong, but
well,
this was
yeah.
almost
No.
poetically.
at
We
the-
brought up Ishgard.
at the
as
end
a
we
Yeah,
brought
but
up
we were more on the, or at least I was more on the Uldar side.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
I definitely was not. I'd
Yeah,
said that
yeah.
Uldar was covered before.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I
we
know.
did say that. Well, anyways, we went to Ishgard in the last story.
Yeah. And it was almost poetic. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
I've read them all, and obviously we'll talk about them in depth probably next week or something. But this one was a good one.
Yeah.
And last week's about Kane-sana was okay. I wasn't a big fan, but this one was very good. This was a really good, good story.
We'll be reviewing the stories next week. I don't know exactly the format of how we'll do it. If we'll do them one every
difficult.
week, or if we'll just do one big one, just summary of them all. We'll figure that
I
out.
feel like we should. Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Okay, moving on. TGS, Tokyo Game Show 2021 online. There's a big... well, I think we talked about it last week or mentioned it. There's a big special talk session with Naoki Yoshida and the founder of Final Fantasy, Hironobu Sakaguchi. That's happening, and they're going to talk about. They'll be discussing the appeal and potential of RPGs. So, if you're interested in that, I want to see the two daddies. If you want to see the two masters discuss RPGs, you can tune in on October 2nd, 2021 at a weird time, I admit. Midnight
For
GMT.
Europe.
Yeah, for Europe. 1 p. I just realized, like, tune in at midnight GMT, 1 a.m. BST, 2 a.m. Central European time. For North America, that's pretty good. That's like perfect. You're like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So
We'll be there. We'll have live coverage.
It's
don't
only
think-
50 minutes, so if you missed
It's
it,
50 minutes long.
Yeah, just catch up.
Which is also a weird time, I think. That it's set to 50 minutes, not an hour. Weird, but there you go.
It's probably going to be in Japanese only, so it's not going to be very good
yeah.
to cover. But it'll be interesting to see what they say once it's translated, because that sounds like a good talk.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the headline of... This is the biggest news, of course. The belts are... I'm sorry. I'm making fun of this. I'm just making fun of it because they really want you to know that belts are going away. But, I mean, yeah, they are. And we know. But here's another post on the lodestone, removal of belts in patch 6.0. As mentioned, it's funny because even this post is like, okay, we've told you a couple of times already. It says, as mentioned during the Digital Fan Festival and the recent letter from the producer live, belts will no longer be obtainable or equipable following the release of patch 6.0. Belts will no longer be obtainable or equipable following the release of patch 6.0. In light of this change, the armory chest slots allotted to belts will be allocated to primary weapons and rings. Belt slots on your characters, retainers, and mannequins will also be removed, as well as all belt crafting recipes. Achievements that require a certain number of unique recipes completed will require fewer. That's a good thing to know. Yeah.
Good. I was going to ask about that, to be honest.
Yeah. And achievements...
But what about if you've crafted those and you're at like 620 out of 630, and then they get removed?
And
would
now
you
have...
lose out on it? Like, would you lose out on the stat?
I would suspect you gain the achievement, right? Or
I don't know.
Yeah, I would suspect that they would decrease the amount on all of the achievements that require a certain amount.
Yeah, what will happen is likely what happens when you play 14 on like the PlayStation for the first time. Once you actually progress an achievement, you suddenly get all achievements because it like registers. Oh shit! Time to update. That's probably what's going to happen here. Like you've gone over the limit now, and you've actually earned the achievement, but you have to like do something to activate trigger the achievement. My guess, spaghetti.
We'll see.
Achievements that require specific pieces of gear will be equipped. Sorry, what? Achievements that require specific pieces of gear to be equipped will no longer require belts. Also makes sense.
Well, like the three
of those.
motley. Do they require the belt? That's a bit weird.
Yeah, they do, but I don't think all of those sets have belts.
Oh well.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
they do. Don't ask me.
I don't know. Yeah, that's... okay, these things are unavailable after the release of patch 6.0. Can you guess what the top one is? No. You guys obviously know.
No.
But I'd love that it's listed. So this will be unavailable after patch 6.0. Equipping of belts. So there you go.
Wow.
I'm glad we cleared that up. And also obtain... What?
Damn it.
I know, it sucks. Obtaining belts via duties or item exchanges. Use of coffers containing only belts. Buying, selling on the market board. Affixing materia.
Not belts though, just buying and selling on the market board.
And also you will no longer
just
be able...
removing the market board.
Yeah, also you can no longer affix materia. Materia extraction is removed from the game. Repairing belts. Also, no more leave and supply mission turn-ins.
They're all
sorry. And crafting of belts. There it is. That will be gone.
And you know, slow erasure of all leaves.
There is going to be one guy who logs in on 6.0, and he's like, he gets on his character. He's like, "Where's my fucking Omega belt? Where's my Omega belt of aiming? What the fuck?"
I swear to God, they're wrong.
Don't tell me.
I can't imagine anyone getting that shook over it, but yeah, there probably will be.
Yeah.
My belt. And then they're gonna put a customer support ticket in. Where's my belt?
I mean, as the resident hoarder here, Mailer, do you not care that some of these belts have unique icons that we won't have anymore?
I've never looked at almost any of the belts in this game and thought they had any value to them. I've always hated belts. They take up so much space, especially in dungeons, like in old raids, and you want the glamour and a belt. Drop. Waste of time.
It's annoying doing
Belts
Rabbinaster and getting the belt drop. You're like, fuck this.
2 belts. Oh, brilliant! Which one shall I pass first?
Yeah. Also, following the release of patch 6.0, coffers containing only belts can be sold to shop vendors.
Okay. I guess because you can't open them.
Oh, right, those coffers. Yeah. Right.
I thought you meant chests in dungeons.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, huh?
Oh, that's so sad. Unopened. Belt chest never.
I'm going to keep at least one of those there.
Belts being sold by retainers prior to the release of patch 6.0 will remain on the market. Please note, however, you will no longer be able to search for or purchase belts from the market board, and thus will need to remove any belts you have on the market manually.
Keep them there forever, guys.
Solution. I love
Take
that.
up space.
Oh.
Put up all your belts now and
Yeah.
take up loads of space.
Players who possess belts with 100% spirit bond should extract their materia prior to the start of maintenance for patch 6.0. There you go.
Sure, I'll remember that.
Yeah, remember that. Extract the materia.
Who extracts material? Who can be bothered?
Get that grade 4 materia.
Oh, brilliant.
Players who have undertaken but not yet completed leaves requiring the submission of belts will be required to submit a different item after the release of patch 6.0.
That's
Okay.
interesting. They managed to amend the quest while you've got it, but they couldn't do that for Final Fantasy 15 event very well, could they?
No, that's true. That's true. I guess it's easier to just change some text in the leave, and it just applies.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so this will be, and this, don't worry, this will be available after the release of patch 6.0. So, removal of a fixed materia, expert delivery mission turn-ins, sale to shop vendors, desynthesis, and my favorite, discarding. You can discard belts.
But it's not
after
available
6.0.
beforehand.
No. That's a 6.0 feature. A fixed materia and signatures on crafted belts will remain as is. So you should like craft a
That's
belt,
surprising.
and it'll have your name on it, and you can be like in 3 or 4 years, you'll be like, have a look at these belts that I made.
This artifact I've made.
High
Oh,
quality
the game-
hemp rope belt.
The game will probably find some way to forget, and then your name will be replaced with that replacement text, which is like acquiring signature or something.
Yeah.
But you know there's someone who's called themselves that.
Oh,
And now you'll never know.
The belt maker. Someone do that. Just, make a new character, level
Belt
up
man.
crafting, make a belt. There
Every
you go.
single belt will be in his inventory, at least
Or
one
just,
of them.
Yeah, or just have the name obtaining signature, of course. But I like Belt Master, and then that will be like a legend 4 years from now. Someone will be like linking it in chat. So I'm like,
Remember
what
Belt
the
Master?
fuck is this? And it's like the Belt Master. He has a belt. All right. Although belts can no longer be equipped after patch 6.0, they will not be removed from the game. However, the following belts will be given to the Calamity Salvager and can be retrieved if you so choose. So, equipped belts, belts in your armory chest, and belt equipped by retainers. Belts equipped by additional retainers whose subscription period has ended will be given to the Calamity Salvager. However, the subscription must be renewed before the equipped belts
Come
can
on,
be retrieved.
man. How do they even keep this information? It's so convoluted. And
I
why are
don't
they
know.
keeping them in the game? They're already complaining about there's not enough IDs for them to make new items or whatever. Remove all the belts.
I don't know how that... That's weird.
Where does this extra space come from? Because they are taking away the belt space in our armory chest to give to rings and weapons, but then they're also creating more space in the Calamity Salvager for all the belts that will be moved there.
Yeah.
That's 'cause, like,
They're
it's like-
still taking up 150 item slots or however many belts are in this game.
it's like a vendor, so maybe it's just easier that way or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. This game confuses me.
I'll imagine how much space all the 1.0 items that people never picked up.
Oh,
Remember, they dumped everyone's inventory into those salvagers.
God. And
Yeah, don't you have some
Imagine if
branches
you-
in there?
imagine if you had loads of 1.0 items and deleted your character. God, imagine that. Luckily, I didn't do that.
So the Calamity Salvager, if you didn't know, you can find in Limsa Laminsa, the Upper Decks, Old Gridania, and Ulda Steps of Thal. Belts in your personal and retainer inventories, as well as your saddlebag, will remain as is.
I would suggest putting every belt you have into any of the things that will put them into the Calamity Salvager.
Yeah.
Or removing them because what do you need them for?
That's a very good idea, AJ. We are, I don't think we have announced this, but it's so far ahead. We remember when we ended Stormblood, we did the whole parade and we all that. We kind of are planning something similar for the end of Shadowbringers. Maybe we should have and it's going to have some events and stuff. I think maybe that's a good idea. Like have like a belt, like we all discard one belt. Everyone discard belt! Or maybe we can put it, we'll have something. We'll have a belt-themed goodbye belts. I mean, it's a big deal. Belts have been, has had a very strange life in 14. Started off as very important, being literally visible on the character, being very a lot more important in terms of stats in 1.0, and then as life progressed, like A Realm Reborn removed them, like they were no longer visible, and then they started making gear sets without belts, and now
belts became right side.
Yeah,
despite being left side.
Essentially, yeah, it's true. And now it is gone. So
thank God.
I think we should celebrate the belt on its final day.
It's like we gotta have a moment of silence for the belt.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Speed belts. This is a genuine concern that a lot of people had, which was the speed belt from Pagos. What's going to happen to that? Well, it will be you can from 6.0 out on you can exchange it for an equivalent ring by speaking to the Calamity Salvager in any city. So there you go. Your speed belt has become a ring.
I will say this is probably the only important belt related thing. Just the speed belt.
Yep.
Everything else, it don't matter.
True. So there you go. Goodbye to belts. It was good. You had a run.
You felt like a waste of tones.
True though. True. Okay. Right. Let's chill. There's one new item available on the Final Fantasy XIV online store, the Pantomime emote. It's out now.
Elaborate.
It looks very good. It's very well made. I have seen GIFs.
I don't like the jump bit. Because
the jump bit is strange, but the whole thing is
too
weird.
high. The rest of it's nicely animated, but it's £4.
Yeah,
it's like
And
price
3 pence.
of all of them, isn't it? Of any unique one that's not from the game itself.
Is there like
from an event?
It's very expensive. Well, actually, there are others that are £4, 3 pence.
Yeah, I think any emote that doesn't come from an event is that expensive.
Yeah.
So why the 3 pence? I ask you.
It's 3 pence?
£4 and 3 pence.
Oh yeah, that is weird. So they've stopped just doing the lazy €5, €5, £5. Now they're actually converting, perhaps. Maybe that's what's happening.
Yeah, maybe.
Tax. That's what it is.
They've got to add VAT on because fake emotes should have VAT.
Yeah.
Really?
Literally tax on everything now online.
Everything should, how the world works.
Which is, I mean, it's weird that it hasn't been, to be honest, but it's a bit of a shock that it's all just happening now. But yeah, there you go. Just a reminder of tax. You're welcome. All right, summer 2021 results. Sorry, that's not how I should read that headline. The summer 2021 results on Twitch revealed something that's not shocking, really, because we've seen it happening in real time, but now it is cemented. Final Fantasy XIV is the fastest growing category on Twitch this summer. So Final Fantasy XIV Online stood out among the categories that increased hours watched the most. In the spring, the game scored only 10.9 million hours watched. So that's like
only.
That is before, the big surge. And then this summer, that figure increased almost 5-fold to 51 million hours watched.
It's very impressive.
That's crazy. I mean, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So
I'd say we probably contributed 20 million of that.
Yes. Yes. So, unfortunately, that's not the case. It says the popularity of Final Fantasy XIV Online was largely influenced by the popular American streamer Asmongold, whose channel currently has more than 2.3 million followers. A month before his first broadcast, held on July 3rd, the game's
Hours watched.
Oh, hours watched. Sorry, I kept reading.
I was thinking Heavensward.
Yeah. The game's hours watched on Twitch was 5.2 million, but thanks to the content maker, the figure increased to 24.7 million in 4 weeks.
Well, at least he has also, he's been pretty good for it. So
Yeah. No. Yeah.
he's enjoyed it.
Yes.
He plays it loads.
Mm-hmm.
And a few other people. Yeah, it's been interesting. It's been a weird time.
Again, this should be the lull, and this is the hype. I mean, usually we're hyped for the next expansion, but a lot of people are like, just kind of watching the trailers, maybe not playing as much or doing as much.
Yeah.
But it's been the total opposite. It's still such a weird swing. It's cool.
Yeah.
20 million people are hyped for, like, the Nanomos cutscene or whatever. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, crazy.
It has brought. I have never felt older than during this. I'll say, with all the new people coming in. Go on, Rollo.
I was just yawning.
Oh, I thought you were preparing to say something.
No.
Yeah. I've never felt as old.
Yeah, they're older than us.
But the thing is, no, not like that. But like, we've talked about the subreddit because of all these new players. The subreddit front page is suddenly the subreddit front page from 2013.
Many people thinking they're original with their memes.
Yeah.
What is old is new once more.
Yes. Yes.
And
it's like,
more.
It's like all these memes. I'm like, wow, I laughed at this 6 years ago. Which, okay.
I had the moist depression.
Yes, literally that.
Oh
my god.
That's fine. People they play.
That's how it is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's good to see people, because I always thought that 14 deserved to be bigger. Like, I mean, it was already quite big. It was already quite big before this surge, but it wasn't like big. Now it is. It's got the attention it deserves. So I'm glad that so many people get to experience it now. So just if we'll talk about the other ones on the list as well. New World was second, which is very impressive. Because it's a brand. It's like that was the beta or the
like only the beta of it,
yeah, that was the beta, yeah.
But and it was only.
But that was also
a weekend or a week.
Yeah. Kind of also because of Asmongold, because he also played it, I believe.
No, though, not this time round.
Did he not?
No. No, I don't. And he might have. Played
he was going to, but I guess he didn't.
But he didn't play it because he played Ashes of Creation and then 14 and just WoW and other stuff.
Oh, he played it on his second channel, apparently.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
So
that gets about
it's still impressive.
5,000 viewers.
It's still impressive, even whether it is Asmongold or not, because it's a brand new game that's not actually out yet. Yeah.
Next week.
Yes, it's out next week. It reached 38.6 million hours watched, which is a huge increase from Spring when it only had 48.9k hours watched, which is 789 times less.
There you go.
So massive jump there. Very hyped for I'm looking forward to that. I tried the beta.
Where's the Speakers Clan? The Speakers Guild?
Can we make guilds?
We'll play on Europe Hades.
Okay, yeah, Mela's already planned everything for me, so I know where to go.
It was the best named server I could see.
Yeah.
Because it's related to M itself.
So if you want to play
Europe,
play on the speaker server Hades. All right.
If we can get on it.
If we can get on it now. Oh God.
I'm gonna gank you guys. Watch out.
Oh,
watch where you step.
Don't you fucking dare. Third place, kind of boring. Special events, which is the special events.
Over summer, there was Gamescom and stuff.
E3 Gamescom, Summer Game Fest. So in June, July, and August, the category gained a total of 44.1 million hours watched, and that's compared to Spring, which was 17.8 million, which is 59.6% less.
I mean, this makes sense. We didn't really have events before this part of this year because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And they're seasonal anyway. You're going to get that summer burst.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
events.
Fourth place, Pokemon Unite, which showed the greatest growth in the ranking compared to the spring. That time, it only generated 7.3 thousand hours hours watched, and then the summer 24.9 million, which is 3,410 times more. So
Beat up them
this one grew.
kids.
It's like I mean, it's a good game, but I don't know how it grew to 3,000.
well, the game is free, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is free. I mean, Mailer, 7.3 thousand hours watched is not hard to beat.
No.
No,
true.
but jumping 3,000 times in a few months is crazy.
It's Pokemon. It's free.
It just came out like last month.
Yeah. So
I will say I don't quite get it, but I also don't get watching League of Legends, so
that's exactly. Yeah.
It looks like little ants, like they're fighting over.
Well, Pokemon games are
Snacks.
quick.
Yeah.
that is true. Unite
yeah.
games can't go longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah. So the important one is fifth place, which is, I bet you already forgot that it existed, World of Warcraft. No, that was mean. World of Warcraft fifth, which scored the highest hours watched in the ranking, 119,000.7 million hours watched in the summer against 97 million in the spring, which is 19% less. The growth is driven by the release of the Burning Crusade Classic update for the game on June 1st.
Ooh, Burning Crusade, not actual Shadowlands.
No.
But I mean, it's 97 million is still higher than any of the other games.
Oh yes, it is.
Also-
I mean, way over, but yeah.
Also, fifth place. That's still pretty good.
Yes. And this is
15-year-old game.
only based on growth. I mean,
Yes.
like I just said, 119.7 million hours watched. 14, even though it's on the first place, it only has 24.7. So still heaps and bounds over 14 in that sense. But yeah, there you go. Interesting numbers though. It'll be interesting to see how this number changes for autumn when we get
it's going to be a
Endwalker.
battle between New World and Endwalker.
Yes, it looks like it's weird that it's going to be a battle between not World of Warcraft and 14. It's going to be 14 and New World, like a brand new MMO, which is exciting.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the numbers, baby. Let's jump into some MogMail. This we're very weird going into MogMail this early, but here we go.
I know.
First MogMail.
Ale.
All right. This first one's from Spicer Lovejoy. I just wanted to read this first because it's been in the inbox for a while. Hello, speakers. It's been a long time since I last passed what is
Epistle.
this? Epistle to that worthless ball of fur that you employ to deliver your mail. How dare you? I hear that sometimes
employ them.
you go weeks without reading mail, no doubt thanks to his foolishness.
It's the Moogle's fault.
That is true. That is the Moogle's fault. The Pinkerton concern would never have employed such a clumsy piece of flotsam. Can you believe he actually asked me to deliver his letters for him? The nerve. It's been such a long time since I messaged you. Not since that scoundrel mailer left your ranks.
Oh, no.
Wait, what? He has returned? You really are hurting for good labor here in Eorzea. Anyway, I was pleased to read in the Harbour Herald that you have decided to re-undertake your little minimum eye level quest, and I hope to once again run into you on my adventures through the realm. It should be noted that I recently drank a funny potion dropped by a Mr. Clay, and I went through some changes, but I guess that will be a surprise for you when we next run into each other. Till we next meet Master Bravestone, Lord Des, and Wench Wisdom. May the sun shine on your adventures and the seas be free of icebergs. Nobody tell him. Nobody tell him.
Spicer Lovejoy. We saw him on.
We did see
Hard,
him.
I think.
We did see him.
I don't think he'd gone through his Fantasia yet, though.
I don't know. No.
Or no, but we'll look out for you.
Yes.
I love Wench Wisdom.
Wench Wiston.
don't know
So
where it comes from, but
yeah. So let's. I mean, there's nothing else to say. Thank you, Spicer.
I love you, Spicy Lovejoy.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
How is this still an enduring meme?
It is a weird one, isn't it? Okay. Now we're gonna jump a little around here, so I don't know what we're gonna get next, but let's see.
Oh, exciting.
Is this the right one? We're about to find out. No, old MogMail.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work as planned. All right. Let's try this one. This should do it. Professional podcast.
Oh.
This should not be in your show notes because I didn't put the new ones aren't in the show notes. I just realized. This is from Bay Barbelay from Behemoth. Hey y'all, that nearly 17-hour stream was something else. Hopefully everyone is rested up and ready for that 12-hour stream coming up. I look forward to seeing Lukeil slowly go mad yet again. It was a weird one. Anyway, I've been watching the job action trailer repeatedly, and even people's reaction to it. Some very excited, others not so much. I was hoping to play Reaper for the first go through of the MSQ, and I'm very happy that it not only seems like a fun job, but also that it's not a greedy DPS, because I like the feeling of helping the party out. Were there any changes to what job you plan to take through the story? Or perhaps jobs you are now more intrigued to give a shot that you never thought about previously. Thanks for all the content, guys. Always a good time watching. Cheers. Thank you, Bay.
Oh, so nice.
Well, I feel like we went through...
I wasn't here.
Rollo
We
wasn't
definitely
here.
went through it last time.
No,
though.
I was busy with strep throat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything... anything
What's
that
your
you...
plan, Rollo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was genuinely surprised by Reaper. I had some interest in it. I was like, oh, this is neat. And then I heard some stuff like, oh, okay, you empower your attacks. I'm like, sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Then actually seeing it in action, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a healer I would definitely enjoy a lot more than what's already in 14.
Mm-hmm.
It's I like the attack and then the heal just feels right. It feels good.
Wait, you said Reaper.
Sorry, I meant Sage. I meant Sage.
Oh.
Sage.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
That's
I meant
fine.
Sage.
Yeah.
I meant Sage.
Yeah.
And then as for jobs I play, nothing particularly new for Dark Knight. At least nothing notable.
Just expanded on it, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with Paladin too. I'll probably take that one through the expansion maybe.
I don't think any of the tanks got any major changes.
No, but they all sort of beefed up in a nice way. They had a bit more going on.
Astrology's getting something. That's something I play, and that's
Oh, yeah?
it.
How did you feel about Astrologian, Rollo? What it's getting?
I have accepted already that we're not going to get the old fun stuff
Mm-hmm.
of
Obviously not.
it's just in the past. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
It's just another healer.
Yeah.
I'm sad about shields. And I mean, Diana or Neutrosect, I think those were fun and neat and useful.
Mhm.
Neutral sec's not going away.
Neutral remains.
Well, that's the only one.
Diana and Nocturnal
Right.
sect.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it still has the thing where it's like it's not just healing. I think healing in this game is kind of really boring.
Mm-hmm.
So I like having to juggle the cards. I at least have to think a little bit about that.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like there's giving you a little bit more to do, along with a couple more. What is it, like a new attack and something else? I think.
Mm-hmm.
So there's stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah. We talked quite extensively about it last week, so I don't think
What-
Yeah.
What are the rest of you guys going through the main scenario as of right now?
White Mage.
Yeah, Black Mage.
I'm not gonna otherwise I would have to level because I want to play Sage obviously, but I don't want to level
just 10 levels.
Yeah, but I want to
Yeah, but on
get the
day
MSQ
one?
done on day one so that I can do everything
you
else
said
later.
you were saying you were considering Paladin.
I was, but I am intrigued about I don't
Stay
know.
to his roots. He can't do it.
Well, technically
His
Paladin
roots are
is my
Paladin.
roots, but
Okay, I'll bend those roots. Can't stick to them.
No. I don't know. I don't
Remember,
feel
this
that
is the
anymore.
end journey.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. considering the fact that we have trust, I very much could go through most of the MSQ as summoner, and then just do the trials as scholar. So
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
it might be something I'll consider.
Maybe I'll go paladin. Actually, this is.
Oh.
I'll start the way I ended, as paladin.
Mm.
Oh.
We'll see. Yeah. So Georgi, are you actually going to go summoner or?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
I'm thinking very strongly about it, but I haven't decided definitively, just as you haven't either.
Yeah. Rolo, did you say which
I'll-
one you're doing?
I'll probably do Dark Knight on my main, and then whatever you guys don't do, I'll like it'll be the flexible one on my ult for Ragnarok. Just so
Okay.
I got something to play with you guys.
Amela, did you say black mage?
I'll do Black Mage, but I'll focus on getting someone to 80 after I finish up melee DPS, just to
Okay.
make sure that's done before
Yeah.
Endwalker.
All right. Thank you, Bay. Next
Thanks, Bay.
up, thanks, Bay. Next up is another one that is probably not in the show notes. So let's have a look. Yes, this is from Brema Ket from Mateus. Hi, speakers. Something I've recently thought about after watching a friend go through Stormblood. When the battle in the fringes is won, some retreating Imperials wind up accidentally killing the Ananta tribe leader's daughter. She summons Lakshmi in her grief and begs Lakshmi to bring her daughter back. Lakshmi obliges, but the daughter is essentially just a husk, and she explains that her soul was already lost to the wind, and she had no power over it. Given this, is it possible that the rejoining never would have worked to begin with? Would the ancients that were returned just be soulless, empty husks of their former selves? Thanks for taking the time. Love you guys.
I don't know if that is what the Essenes actually want.
Yeah, I'm not sure. In terms of art, like us, for example,
Yeah.
or all the people on AOZ, they're split in. I mean, there's like 14 versions of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So when you rejoin, your soul like links back up, and they're like, "Oh, hey," and you're a bit stronger and a bit more like you originally were.
Right. Yeah.
If you've already died on one shard, I don't know what happens to the rest of your
Right.
bits.
And I don't even know if the Essenes want specifically the people that they knew to come back, more so just their race to come back.
Yeah, back to the old days.
Yeah.
They want the world back
Yeah.
when they could do whatever they wanted. And,
Yeah.
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 That's the thing. That's it.
That's it.
I don't think it's gonna work out. I would, you know what? Maybe Zodiac lies sometimes. Primals lie sometimes. There you go.
That's true.
Primals lie.
They do.
But Zodiac saved everything. Without Zodiac, we wouldn't be here, Rollo, to this day.
Oh, in real life. Okay.
Oh,
Even in real life. But in the game, but probably real life too. And then Heidelin ruined everything by splitting everything into 14.
yeah.
So I don't know. I'm interested in what happens if like one of us dies on one shard. Are we like not complete if all the rejoinings happen and there's some people who will only have like 12 parts of their original self or whatever?
Yeah.
I believe that ether goes on into someone else. I don't think.
Oh yeah, it just goes into the live stream and then it's redistributed, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's
Maybe there's something to be said about the that which is the Sadhu's beast, Sadhu's tribe in the 18 steps, the Dothal.
Yeah, the Dathal.
Oh yeah, the Dathal, yeah.
They have the whole thing about reincarnating as previous versions of themselves. Maybe there's something in that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There you go. We stumbled through that, but I hope,
We did it.
Hope there was some sort of answer in that. Thank you, Brema. Last, I think we can do one more.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's do. Let's spin the roulette and see what we get. Hey, that rhymed.
I hope it's one that we've done before.
Let's see. Will it be? We will see. Oh my god, everything rhymes today. Okay, here we go. It's from Alice Rose from Behemoth. Question for you guys. With Endwalker coming out, I've been wanting to brush up on my 14 lore. I can find plenty of videos that explain the story, which I know very well, but there seems to be a giant void in lore videos when it comes to 14. Can't seem to find anything on lore, like stuff on the 12, as I'm assuming Asians, and the likes. Any suggestions? P.S. I know a lot of this lore is in-game, but the way my brain works, it's hard for me to keep the details in my head, but I'm also trying to understand the story, so I tend to miss a lot of the little details.
Other than the lore book, there's not much resources on like individual topics. I mean, that would be cool to do, like a video on Asians and a video on the 12.
There's always Ethos. I'm sure Ethos has a massive library of things you can look through.
I think, what was his name? Jesse Cox. He just put out a video. I think it's more basic 14 lore, so that could.
Okay.
He started relatively recently, but he really got into it, and he did a lot of interesting predictions on story stuff. So yeah, he's got a fairly good grounding in it.
He got a lot of things actually correct without knowing what was happening.
Yes, that's true.
But yeah, just give Luke some more money, and I'm sure he'll make.
I'm not making lore videos.
Some more series.
I'm not making lore videos. I'm sorry. There's no lore.
There's no lore.
That is a lost opportunity, isn't it? To have a lore series called Abbreviated Lore.
Legends of a Realm.
Well, no. I'll leave that to other people. That's too much. Because the thing when you're making lore videos is that if you do anything wrong, you have potentially fucked up like everyone's like understanding of the lore. It's a big responsibility actually to make a lore video, because that becomes fact for a lot of people, and then that's wrong, and now you spread misinformation, and now other people will have to like make new videos to correct my error. Don't want that. Don't want that responsibility. No, thank you. I'll leave that to other people. Right.
Rollo will do one.
Yeah.
I'll do one.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
I'll give Rollo I'll what is that called? I'll allow Rollo to use the lore acronym.
You know what? It is very funny you guys say that. I actually did do a lot of writing because I did want to make a lore video. But I have a lot of the script. I just don't feel like making it anymore.
Yeah.
Like I wrote it and I was like, this is like, it came together pretty well.
Yeah.
I think personally, but then like I started trying to, I guess, storyboard it or whatever. Like, you know, this is how this would go. And I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to produce this video anymore.
And for me, it's like the as someone who worries a lot about everything at all times, having the pressure of making lore videos and then having released it and be like, I'm like the person who'll be like, I think I made a mistake. And then I go back and look at the video. I'm like, oh my God, I made a mistake. And then it's not actually a mistake, but I'll like keep playing it back. I'm like, I should have said it differently. And then that would destroy me. I can't do lore videos. No. So there you go. I think that's it. I think we'll end there on the MogMail. Thank you for sending in MogMail. Remember to send us more MogMail. speakersxiv.com/MogMail. We'll be reading it now every week. So we need more MogMail. So please send us more. Okay, now it's time for the great discussion. Yes. And today we are. Today's discussion has been. I almost said spawned. Has been.
That's incorrect.
This discussion has been sparked. Was the word I was looking for? By a post on the subreddit. Where someone brings up a very. I think it's something that we might have talked about like before, but not really discussed.
Not as a great discussion.
No. I think I'm just going to read the post so everyone's like up to speed on what we're actually going to discuss here. This is from the perspective of the author, so keep that in mind. The headline: Every social feature in 14 is enabling stalking and harassment, and I think this should be a bigger deal. This was a very popular post when it was posted. It had like over 4,000 or 5,000 upvotes. So the community, upvotes. Yes. So every social sorry, I just started reading the headline again. Please, if you see this post and agree with it, ask about this topic in the thread for the Yoshi P interview. Okay, yeah. So, we want this to be a discussion. I'm saying that because there was a lot of upvotes, so I'm assuming the community agrees with this. All right. I don't like bringing up bad topics, but I'm genuinely shocked this is not talked about more, especially with the immense influx of new players. Whenever someone is weird and you just want to avoid them, you actually cannot escape them. If you delete someone from your friends list, they will still have you added, which means name changes or FC changes or really anything you might do to make them not know who you are is pointless. Blacklisting, surprisingly, doesn't even prevent people from being matched with you, which I feel should be the basic point of the feature, but I digress. Even if you server switch, name change, Fantasia, and do this thrice over to make them lose track of who you are, which this is expensive and a hassle, and you really shouldn't be forced to do something like this just to avoid people who are creepy to you, then if they have your lodestone URL, they can find out exactly who/what you've become and where you play. And lastly, even if you do all these steps, there's nothing that keeps them from making alt accounts to stalk you in-game. Actually, not lastly, if you've ever married and the person turns out to be obsessive or unhealthy for you, good luck. They now have a permanent way to follow you around no matter what you do. Their ring will work even if you divorce them without anything you can do about the fact that someone unpleasant can follow you around. I love this game dearly, but it's an MMO and stalkers and harassment is plentiful. I've heard so many horror stories, had to console friends who've had to deal with it, and find myself in this situation a few times as well. I'm begging here, please make these systems safer. Let us turn off our lodestone or privatize it. Make friends list removal work for both ends. If you delete someone, you don't want them to keep you in their friends list. Divorce should turn off the rings entirely, not just yours. These are really simple changes that would go such a long way to make people feel safer. Should also point out that this spawned an IGN article, and IGN has reached out to Square for comment. So,
as of this
recording, yes. So
Square has not responded.
This is, it is 14's social system or systems are very strange in how they work. To me, the one that has always stood out to me is the fact that if you unfriend someone, you don't disappear from the other person's list. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? In any other system, when you friend someone, it's both sides, right? Mm-hmm. Once you unfriend someone, you're no longer friends. It's gone. But that other person still keeps you on the list.
That's really weird. It's like, oh, you can't see them, but they can see your name in bright orange across the field.
Yeah.
It's like,
So how do you guys feel about the statement? Like, how do you feel about what's being said in this post? Do you agree that 14?
I definitely agree.
Okay. Yeah.
It's hard not to agree with a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be.
There are certainly people that tried in this post.
Yeah, that's true. But go on, Rollo.
I don't know about the lodestone thing and how preventable that is, because it sucks you can't private it, but it's your URL. That's
it's hard to.
They can't update the URL.
Yeah.
The only thing that I can imagine being possible is turning it on to private. You can do that again. Mm-hmm. That's another feature that's in everything. You can privatize
Yeah.
your Twitter. You can hide yourself on Facebook. You can hide yourself on everything, literally everything that I can think of at least. You can privatize.
You can hide yourself from people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not companies.
Yeah. So why isn't that a feature? So I don't know. It is odd. There's the I feel like they don't really talk about it here, but they did actually. When you blacklist someone, the fact that you can still be matched with them is also strange. Now,
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also, and I don't know if I feel like another thing is the housing thing, where you can't kick people out of your house. Even if they're blacklisted, they can enter your house as long as it's open.
Yeah.
You can give people who are part of your free company less rights than strangers
Yes.
to come into your house.
You can lock
That
people
is
in your
true.
FC out of the house. I did that with Orange.
Yeah.
I gave him like the bottom tier role and then removed the ability to enter the house. So, yeah, it's a good point. That means the system is there. There should be a flag that they can apply to people that are blacklisted that you cannot enter this house. This owner has put you on a blacklist, therefore this
They could,
permission is removed.
if they were to, since the system seemingly exists, they could make like an anti-FC and put people on this list, and then they have negative permissions for your house.
Yeah, right. Yes.
I think a whitelist would be easier.
Yeah, yeah.
Though I like the spirit of that.
I think that's just how I am, Roller.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, it's difficult for me to like imagine having to take these steps because I have never been in a situation where I've had to do this.
And you are the one of the four of us that is most likely to have experienced this.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's the casual stalking, as I like to call it, which is trying to figure out if it's actually
That's
me.
fine.
And I'm like,
That's okay.
I know you're watching, but that's not harassment. That's fine. I don't care about that. But
We're public figures.
yes, it's to be
Technically.
expected for us, I guess. But I can imagine. Is this what I want to ask? Is this like a big problem? Is this an actual problem people are dealing with now?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
There was someone at the start of Shadowbringers, like I blocked. I didn't want anything to do with him at all. And Shadowbringers, it's like Shadowbringers just came out. It's early access. We're literally right next to each other constantly, and it's like I do not want to see this person at all, and I just had to see them for the entirety of Shadow. It freaking sucked.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because one, if we're gonna have to be a little devil's advocate here, then.
Yeah. Blacklisting was the only thing I could come up with a reasonable argument, because a lot of people wanted blacklist to essentially remove the person from your screen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that could potentially be also used for picking on people as well. And this is obviously is mostly an issue in Japan, but you know how they have websites where they have witch hunt boards and stuff.
Yes.
About this, bad players.
Yeah.
And so if you could, and it's not, me and Lucia were talking about this the other day, but it's unlikely to happen, but you could potentially see server-wide censoring of individuals because they don't like them for whatever reason, which isn't obviously a good thing.
It's a very
I guess
extreme
that's so
example.
unlikely.
It is very.
That it's
Yes.
probably better to just include these measures than not. But
Yeah.
that was about all we could really come up with.
Yeah.
Or the housing thing. It's not all. I mean, it's annoying having someone in your house, and yeah, you should just be able to kick them out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think
mean,
you
they're
should be able to rely on the game masters more than you can.
Yeah. Harassment is
think
against the terms of service and is a
Yeah.
bannable offense.
Yeah. However, there's nothing stopping them from creating multiple new accounts.
That's the part that
to stalk you.
yeah.
But
can
you
just keep doing it.
should be able to continue to report these new accounts, and hopefully.
Well, that's sort of the problem here. That because that's an
Yeah.
argument against this. It's like we have GMs for a reason, but as the game grows, we have been very lucky in 14 because our GMs have been very quick. Like our GMs have been very on the ball. But I think it might be because we were a smaller MMO, and now that there's this massive influx of players, and if everyone was starting to like do I would assume the GM's workload has increased drastically since spring. Wouldn't it be better to have a system that will lessen the load, so to speak? So even if you send in the ticket will take time. Maybe we won't have the like 10-minute reply that we've been using. Maybe it take days for it to happen. Wouldn't it be nice to have a way to like at least have them out of your way while that's being sorted?
Maybe as like an extreme ticket. While the ticket's pending, they disappear from your view and whatever systems are in place. Rather than it just being a blacklist feature, it has to be like a specific ticket thing. And if they find out you did it just to get someone to disappear from your screen, you get punished.
Right.
And if they were actually bad, they get punished.
I don't think that the person making the ticket should be punished because that really discourages people from doing it if they can't prove it.
Yeah.
If they can't prove it, but if it's like, if their chat log was them swearing at this person and then reporting them, it's obviously, and the other person didn't do anything, or they were like, "Oh, you're a terrible player. Report to disappear from my game." They've got. I mean, you can't just make people disappear for anything.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just want to block people because I don't like them.
Yeah.
Like it's you can do it on any other social media platform. I don't see why you do it in a game.
Yeah, that's another good point. Is that when you block someone on again. I talked about unfriending, but when you block someone on literally anything, they disappear. They are gone, out of sight, out of mind. But in 14, they only disappear from the chat. Their character is still running around, reminding you that they're still there, and you have no idea what they're saying now. So I almost feel like blocking someone that's like actively harassing you or being like stalkerish. I think blocking almost makes it worse because now you don't even know what's happening like with that person. So also I think I saw that if you block someone, that also does not remove you from their friend list. If that's the case, what is this?
No.
Like, it's a big deal to block someone. Like you're literally saying, I don't want to see this person in my game anymore. And
my block list is guild sellers that wouldn't shut up, and like maybe one or two people who were annoying. Yeah. But it was only because they were spamming chat, and I didn't care about their character.
Right.
I don't mind seeing them.
And you should be able to do that. Sometimes you just like want to tell this person to shut up, but like politely, and that's why you block them.
Yeah. But then if that's okay for you, that's fine. But if they're actively running after you and emoting at you and whatever.
Because you brought up like abuse of that, right? Because that I mean, so let's say I'm gonna try to create an example that's less extreme. Let's say that you have this friend group that you've been in, and let's say that friend group somehow turns on you somehow. Maybe you did poorly in a dungeon. I mean, to be honest, if they turn on you for that, then they weren't really friends to begin with. But let's say that happens. Bad friends exist. So they turn on you, and they all decide to block you. So now they don't see you anymore. You're invisible. Yet they keep you on their friend list. Let's say it's the perfect system. You're gone. You're literally gone. One day you just log in, they've blocked you. They don't see you. Now all your friends are gone. Well, you see them, but they don't see you. So you're just this invisible person. So that's the kind of bullying you were imagining, right? Yeah. I mean, that's valid, but I mean
that can happen to you anywhere else where you can get blocked.
Yeah.
No, that's
the
true.
example cases of that are significantly less likely than the reverse
I would agree
we're
with
talking about.
But otherwise, it's not going to be very interesting.
And if anything, I think that would just, to me, be like, okay, well, I guess we weren't friends. Moving on. I would be like, fuck it then. They don't see me anyway. It's over. I'm off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about if you're in a world first raiding scene, and for whatever reason, they don't like you anymore, and now you can't get involved in any world first static because they've all agreed.
Well, see,
You're
again,
not part of the world
this is a
first race.
very
That's your
These
favorite
are
thing.
extreme
very
example.
specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important to think about before implementing a system like
This
that.
is what
but-
Yoshi P would probably say.
Yeah, we have to, because Yoshi P will probably not want to do any of this. So that's probably what he's going to think about or say. I think, because I feel like a debate similar to this is something we had a few years ago, quite a few years ago, when, because you brought up the Japanese, the witch hunting thing. That was like 4-ish years ago, I think, like early Stormblood, where there was this huge problem on the JP servers where people would like literally take down people's names, put them on a website, and then people would blacklist them and like be mean and cruel to them. That was how that worked. And I think back then we asked the same question. Like, why is the game like this? Like, what? Because the reason why they could note down their name is because even though they like removed the friends list, there's a contact list that shows the last people you were in contact with. And also, if you unfortunately were friends with any of the people that were like, I'm going to fuck you up, you're on that list. You're on that friend list, so you can't escape.
Yeah.
I would say these tools don't even prevent, like, the existence of these tools don't facilitate that anyway, because those actions will happen regardless of whether these tools exist anyway.
Right, yeah. That's true.
Probably true.
Yeah. And yeah, like chat's asking, like, what is even the point of the blacklist? Like,
It's literally for bots.
Yeah, literally just clears the chat. That's that. But we're not a messaging. We're not Discord. This is like there's 3 dimensions. This is a game where you interact with people.
There are people.
Yeah, that are walking around, and you can do a lot of harassment just by being there. Also depends on the severity of the harassment, of course, as well. So. Some people might just have like loose interest, like may not want to even play the game seeing that person because of what they've said. And remember, harassment can happen outside of the game, right? So there won't be any actionable shit that they can report them for because it happened, like, say, in a Discord call, right? Harassment happens. All of it happens there. You log into the game. That person is now in game, and they haven't said anything wrong in the game. What do you do now? You can't report that to a GM.
Well, they do.
That was the core problem during the JP one. Was that a lot of the harassment happened when they went on to Discord. You need to be able to prove it, I think.
Yeah, but I thought that they have rules now that external information can be provided to them.
How do you provide external information that will tie the character name to the person on Discord?
Yeah,
that is,
like,
I'm talking voice chat.
They had his Twitch, his character name in his Twitch thing, so that tied it.
Yeah, but I'm talking someone in a Discord that is like, let's say they're called Ballsack. Talking in there, their character's not called Ballsack. How the fuck is the GM going to know that Ballsack is actually Monsieur Moustache? He can't.
Just block everybody. It's the only solution.
Yeah.
No one can ever talk to me ever again.
In that case, it complicates. That's what this is in defense of implementing better systems to because the GM can't do this, but you can in the dream scenario. You can now just block and he'll be gone. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to go through the rigmarole of trying to convince the GM that this ballsack actually is Monsieur Moustache. What a world I've created.
I mean, you would be able to block that person on Discord, and depending on how they're behaving in 14.
No, but the harassment has already happened. They're satisfied. They got what they wanted. Now they can be in-game and just exist and be like, do whatever harassers do.
To the person.
Yeah, they can be civil. And they're on your friends list as well. So they're like, they can send a tell every now, like, how are you doing?
They're on your friend list?
No, you're on their friend list.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
going
you
to
can
say,
keep
well,
tabs on
if
you.
you block if you block them, they can't send you tells anymore.
That's true, but they'll
That's
exist.
true.
Make them not exist. That's the solution. There
Yeah,
you go. That's it.
that's the solution.
That's what they want in this.
Because
Reddit post.
as it is right now, if you're in that situation right now, you have to send a GM a message, and it's going to be difficult to like explain what's happened and how this person is that person. It's not like you're constantly recording voice calls. You can't there's no transcript. What do you do now? You can't do anything, really. So that's why I think this post is. There's also the fucking ring. Let's not forget about the wedding ring.
That one's
The
bizarre.
ring is absurd.
You divorce someone, and only
gotta be
your ring.
spaghetti.
Yeah, that it must. I am suspecting spaghetti, but it's weird that it hasn't occurred to them that a divorce. I mean, when you divorce in real life, there's a reason for it. So when you divorce
when you're divorced in real life, you are not forced to live in the same house together anymore.
Right. That one's very strange.
Still, something just really funny about video game divorce. I don't know,
Yeah.
I got divorced in a video game.
Yeah.
Never been married in real life though.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Rory. We'll get some clubs set up for divorced men's.
Yes. So as for
MMO
those that
club.
don't know, if you divorce in game now, you are forced to give away your ring. That ring is now gone. However, your partner can still keep the ring, and they'll be able to teleport to you still. So that's
That
very
one's
strange.
the hardest to defend.
Yeah.
That just feels like that shouldn't exist.
That should break the bond between those rings. That you can make that a lore thing. That makes sense because you've destroyed one ring now. You know.
In lore reasoning for a video game divorce, I'm sorry. It's just
I know I know, but it's in the game, Rollo. So we have to deal with that.
I know. I'm sorry to anyone this has happened to. It's just
Yeah.
Maybe this already exists, but you should be able to speak to a GM to have that ring removed from the other person.
That's true.
Not that should be the
agree.
case.
But again,
it should automatically be destroyed.
Yeah.
But that should also, if not, then that should also be something you could do.
There's also reporting in 14 is a bit of it's work, and I feel like it should have been. Again, that's another thing that this should have just been the case from the beginning. From the moment they implemented divorce. I don't think divorce was a thing originally. I think that was added a little later. But yeah.
Yeah, I think. What was I going to say? I think. I think some people may have been pushed away from their faith in the GMs from horror stories and stuff, but
Yes.
I know there are lots of cases where the GMs have actually done a lot of good work as well. So if you find yourself in a situation like this, your first port of call should be going through the official channels, because if they don't resolve it, then there's clearly something wrong with the official channels, which will give more credence to the facilitation of these things that you're asking for. And other than that, I don't know about making someone invisible. I see the merits of it. I genuinely see the merits of it. But I think at the very least, blacklisting should remove you from their friends list.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm fine with the private lowstone as well, because a lot of MMOs have social gatherings.
I don't understand why it's not.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they can't do that. I understand not being able to change the URL.
The
But
URL
you
I
should
get.
be able to hide
URL can
you should
stay,
be able to
but
change
it's
your
private.
name. You
And
should be able to hide your name from the people that want to find you.
Yes. I agree.
Two things that haven't really been gone into is, one, if someone changes their name, they're like a massive flag on your friends list, because it'll be like unknown, and you have to click on them to retrieve it.
Yeah.
So that points out, someone's changed their name.
True.
And
Yeah.
have you ever logged into the lowstone? It feels like it's like too much information. It's like Jiminy Jones has gained the achievement
Yeah.
Yeah.
killing
Yes.
6 S ranks. In
Yeah.
fact, I don't even know who you are.
No. Right. Right.
Yeah, you know what? Let's stalk Mela live on the
We'll
Lodestone.
literally just talk
All
about
right.
not stalking, but I guess.
Yeah, okay, Mela, we'll see what minions you got on. Oh, ooh, you got Monk at 73. Oh, why do you have fucking Rogue at 40? You don't even have Sam. What the fuck is this?
I am unlocking not samurai, it's ninja, and I am unlocking ninja, but I got put off by the cultural appropriation of British people in the storyline.
That's true.
Right, he doesn't like the rogue quest line.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's very racist. And also, so I'll get through it.
All right.
All right.
until I-
Well, let's
What are
see.
you doing, Rollo?
Rollo, stop.
I'm proving a point.
Yeah, I know,
Rollo,
I get
there's a
it.
link
But I
Well,
don't
you've
know if he
already
needs to do it
proven it.
this way.
Now. It's
You've
fine.
got
Oh
your
my God, you're
character's
all
name
talking so
underneath
fast.
you.
Okay, we're fine. That's okay. Yeah, so there you go. That's how easy it is to do that.
And he's actually caused me wounds to the heart.
But didn't it make you a little anxious when he started? Didn't you feel like a little pang of like, oh, he's going on my? Is it like? Imagine how
Because
many
it
people
was Rollo, yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Matt,
like.
for other people with the similar experiences to how you feel about Rollo doing it.
Yeah, for like me, like for us, I mean, it's to be expected, right? That we're
I
visible.
doubt it, but
I mean,
maybe one person every month.
yeah. But yeah, I think that should be made private.
It's
or
almost
you have the
impossible to
option.
disagree with this post.
Yeah.
But I hope
as I
we
said, there are definitely people that are doing their best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
hopefully we made some reasonable counterparts
Yeah.
because there wasn't much to go on without just saying this is a good idea. Get it implemented.
Okay. We need to pull minimum my level dungeon.
Okay,
Oh.
we're back, guys.
That was that's recent. No, that's not recent. The great
That was
discussion.
a great discussion.
All right. We
Let
need to-
us know.
I'm
what you
sure
would
you'll
implement.
let us know in chat. Oh, sorry, in the comments.
Absolutely.
Let us know what else you like about Mela's profile.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Rollo Das.
It's not my name. You know
And
that.
just to let you know, if you need Yogi, he doesn't have the apostrophe on his goblin character. Thank you.
What is everyone guessing?
I want something fun. No, what? I want something bad.
What?
What? What? You just said you want something fun.
Yeah, then change my mind. I want something bad. Maybe we'll get a fun modifier in exchange.
Okay. It's not Full Metal Alchemist.
Katana Ravel.
Okay.
I swear to the 12. Sorry.
You should be sorry.
I've put them back. Actually, that was Anti-Tower, which
Well, that was
we
fun.
technically haven't done, but we've the video exists. All right. Here we go.
What's everyone else guessing?
Why are you taking forever?
I'll arf till I barf.
All right. Swallow's Compass.
Well, too bad. We're going to the Airy.
Well, I like
Okay.
the Airy.
All right.
Pretty
We're
good
gonna be
dungeon.
solo level.
Now for the Wheel of Doom. What did we do last time?
That's a great question.
What? I don't even remember which dungeon it was.
All healer? No, all tanks?
No.
Oh yeah, it was all no. Well,
All tanks?
One
cool?
hot bar. It was one hot bar, wasn't it?
There was one hot bar, yeah. So
Oh, yeah,
take
one
that
hot
off.
Oh,
bar.
one.
That's what it
Oh,
was.
okay.
Okay.
What dungeon was it? Google.
It was
Hard.
it was Sorkai.
Sorkai.
Sorkai,
We've
yeah.
done that. That's yes.
Google
That.
was all tanks.
One hot bar. We need
What
to
was
keep
what
on
was
track of
before
that.
then? That was blindfolded Lucio.
In Bale
Blindfolded liqueur, yeah.
And then
Alright.
Google hard all tanks.
Okay, here we go. Here's the wheel.
So one hotbar needs to be replaced with a
I
blindfold
already
heal
did,
again.
but it hasn't updated. Let me save.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
No.
Alright.
Controller or blindfold Lucian again or something.
Let's spin the wheel.
Still forever silent.
The wheel had sound. Again.
Yeah.
Blindfolded Lukiel once
In the
again.
area, that's gonna be
Is-
hard.
Oh, in the area that I'm gonna get lost in there. That's...
Oh, you're gonna have to. There's gonna be lightning bolts just hitting you all the time.
Oh my.
And remember, we made the amendment that Lucian has to live.
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
have to be alive for the
live?
whole run. Yeah, because it's too easy
Yeah.
for you to like just let me
You can't
die and then
just-
do the
Oh,
run.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
the
Well, you're
the modifier
healer,
is,
so-
is done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Oh yeah.
How are you gonna target Estinian?
Do I have to target him?
You'll be the healer.
He needs to be healed occasionally.
Oh right. Well,
So you're gonna have to
there are
cycle. You're gonna have to cycle through targets until it's him.
Can I
We'll have
tap?
to
We
tell
can
you.
look at who he's targeting.
I can num 0, I think, to target him. I think he's like a
Oh, yeah.
targetable NPC, so I can do that. I just have to be placed next to him. You just have to lead me to him.
Mm-hmm.
Does Medica and stuff
forward.
like hit him?
I think so.
I think AOE heals do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, DPS.
No,
is not...
AoE heals definitely don't.
Oh,
They
okay.
don't?
Yeah, because it's
Oh.
old. It's old timey
That's
one.
annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, sad.
Okay, well, that's the challenge. That's what the modifier's for. So that's that. Thanks for watching the show, everyone. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow on Twitter at Speakers6iv, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfIreland, youtube.com/Speakers6iv, exclamation Discord in chat. If you want to join our Discord server, if you're watching on demand, links in the description. We'll be back. Oh yeah, remember to stay tuned for the post show. We'll be reading questions from the Syndicate. We'll see you there. Or be square. Bye.
Bye.